I did that. My mind is still blown right now. I'm still trying to piece together my childhood.
Picking up the pieces of your childhood.
I'm picking up the pieces of my ninja-loving childhood.
Hello and welcome to Library Grindhouse. The only ticket you need is your library card. I'm Jesse.
And I'm Leah, and today we'll be giving you 5 reasons why to watch the kid martial art films, Sidekicks and Three Ninjas, both filmed in the same year, 1992.
Yes, very good year. Okay, Leah, why don't you hit him with that spoiler-free plot summary for Sidekicks?
As misunderstood and lonely boy, Barry likes to escape his everyday life through daydreams, which always involve him being Chuck Norris's sidekick, fighting the bad guys and saving the damsel in distress. But daydreaming can only take you so far without some action. Sick of being ridiculed, Barry learns the art of karate through the help of a kind teacher, Mr. Lee, and also learns that dreaming can be good, but only when you try to make your dreams a reality.
Cool.
Yeah.
What's your number 5 reason to watch Sidekicks?
The quote, "How did you learn so much, Mr. Lee?" Even though Mr. Lee's not really in the quote. Television!
How did you learn so much? Television.
Why, yes. Yes, Mr. Lee, television teaches me a lot, which is why you should keep on watching more Hoopla and Canopy on your television sets.
Definitely.
You can be just as smart as Mr. Lee.
I was joking, but okay.
It was great, though. It was great. When I heard that, I was just like, yes. Even though television, you know, it numbs out the mind, blah, 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 blah. Television, I have learned so much from television.
What?
I could not agree. I could not agree more, Mr. Lee.
Cool. My number 5 reason, surprisingly competent martial arts action here and there, combined with somewhat clever stunt replacements, like having Grindhouse fade into a storm shadow from G.I. Joe during his routine at the end with the nunchucks. Which makes huge thematic sense.
It does, absolutely.
Without the actor having to embarrass himself by only doing like basic kindergarten.
And then all of a sudden he wins the competition by
right, and so it's like, yeah, so when he becomes Storm Shadow, he can like leap around and do stuff that, I mean, he'd have to train years for.
Yeah,
I mean,
doing the splits, still being able to do all of this, standing back up, and then like when you pan back to him, he's barely even sweaty. He's just like, yeah.
but it's like, okay, so he's going into his mind to really get in the zone. Like it really actually works with the film. It's not just like a total just cop out.
Absolutely.
Or we're gonna film all from the back, and so a real martial artist with a wig is gonna do all this stuff, and like, you know, it's actually like, it makes sense because the dude's a dreamer, and so he's now combined his dreams with reality and such. Thematically, it's crazy how it should make me so mad, like, because sometimes it just does when you're just like so like righteously like, that's not him doing it, and.
But that's the thing is, Mr. Lee, he even prepped for this, where he said, you know, yes, I daydream, but not so frequently. You have to control it, and then the daydreams are far better. And I feel like this was one of those instances. Like he was allowing himself to daydream while in front of thousands of people, and it made him that much better.
Don't let them control you. Use them to help control your life.
Exactly.
Like,
so he controlled it in order to do the splits
and help him do his routine better.
Yeah.
And like it actually, I mean, hats off to it because it actually works.
It made sense, and it was perfect for the filming and for the
there's
stunt
no
crew.
way he could do all that.
Yeah. I agree. That was
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Leah, what's your number 4?
Number 4, costumes. So again, this was one of those films where, like, when I first saw it, I saw his teacher in kind of in a traditional, I think it's Chinese garb. And at first I was just like, oh, this is one of those 90s where, like, you know, they did do kind of inappropriate cultural
insensitivity.
But
to say the least.
Yes. But this film, it actually kind of helped the fact that he was daydreaming and he was putting in people from his real life into different scenarios and different situations. So this was literally, it's all about, like, the costumes really complemented this kid's vivid imagination. You could tell that every costume in, like, his daydreams was because of his vivid imagination, and that's where it came from.
I mean, they do a decent job of basically capturing his love for Norris films by taking a scene that could have been out of like a Chuck Norris film of some kind and authentically recreating
putting it. Yeah, and then some of the people, like his gym teacher plays a villain in one of the scenes, and I was like, that's not his gym teacher, is it? Like, they actually made the gym teacher bald and did all this stuff. Like,
didn't they put like a Fu Manchu on him?
I think so. I think so.
It's just,
but it's the kid's imagination. Like, they have to do that because that's his bully. So he's putting his bully into the film, into like the scenario being the villain in a Chuck Norris film.
Still probably not okay.
Probably not. But
I gotcha.
I think it was a very good way to just show, like, this kid has such a big imagination. Like, his daydreams aren't just a little, like, staring off into space. Like, he is
it's a full-on production.
Yeah, like, he has everything in his dreams. Like, he's
almost literally going to another dimension or something.
Pretty much.
Like having his own mental VR experience.
Yeah. Oh, we're gonna have to lawnmower man this one. Like, literally. So.
Same year as Lawnmower Man. Gosh, this movie, I forgot these two are celebrating their 30th anniversary this year. This total accident. Wow.
Yeah.
We're covering a lot of 1992 this year, not intentionally.
So what's your number 4, Jesse?
My number 4, they somehow managed to put a sawed-off shotgun to a film for kids.
All right.
It's just great. I love it so much.
Oh, boy.
Number 3.
Yet again, it's the training montage. The Rocky train. I know it's not Rocky.
In these movies, you have to get them right.
You have to.
Yeah.
Like, and they do a good job at it.
Oh, yeah, it's solid.
They do a very good job at it.
I was like, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, but like the beginning, like he's trying to cut or karate chop some concrete, and he's just, and then Mr. Lee has to be like, you have to respect the concrete. Like, you have to respect the cinder block, and then it'll let you.
Well, he starts with wood, to be fair.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. And then he's at it.
You
He's
have to feel like the
training.
Energy of it.
Yeah.
Like,
You can see like just the progression within a 4-minute montage, and it's
I
great.
believe he could chop cinder blocks.
Yeah, it's great.
And that's a feat. I mean, I give it to any movie that makes me believe.
But a good montage really hits the spot, like
in
movies. Like, it really like.
They just don't do them like that anymore.
No, they don't. I feel like that was.
It's such a cliche, but it's so fun.
It is.
It's so fun. Don't be afraid of it.
You get like to be able to dance to like the music in it while they're going, the feel goodness and the.
Yeah, it's like you almost be doing the
Go
push-ups
you.
and running in front of the van. Like, yeah.
It's like, go you. You. In every montage, you go you.
Gotta have a sports montage.
All right, Jesse, what's your number 3?
Number 3 is Joe Piscopo chewing all of the scenery in this movie. I haven't seen him in anything else, and I don't want or need to. This is all you need.
Just this one right here.
There's enough Joe, and he is crazy fun and good in the bad guy dojo person sensei role. Like, he's great. And a little Joe Piscopo goes a long way, from what I understand.
Yes,
and
yes.
This movie just right. So gotta give it to him.
Well, rolling on yours,
Uh-huh.
he is actually my number 2 reason.
Number 2, cool.
Not for the actor.
All right.
But for the fact that the very end, when they're at the free karate competition, every time that you see him before he's fighting, like before his actual action comes, it's just him super tanned with his really tight gold chain. He's going, huh, every time. Every time one of his teammates wins, and that's like his good thing. Like, not the huh in terms of like karate. It's just him, like, that's his cheer. He's, huh, huh, huh. And it does it like 15 times in the matter of 5 minutes. It's great. It's worth it just for that, let alone when he comes out on stage and he's fighting and then he decides to take his gloves off for Chuck Norris, take off his gi, and then he stands there and he somehow gets a pump on and gets oiled up in a matter of 0.5 seconds after taking his gi off.
Fantastic.
I don't know if his gi had oil, so like as he's moving it off, I don't know.
I mean, his comically Looney Tunes like faces
his
and
faces,
stuff.
yes.
Oh my gosh.
He does have very good facial expressions.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
Yeah, I mean, a little goes a long way. I mean, he's not. He just is not Jim Carrey, but
no,
he comes close enough for this movie, and he's a fun presence.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. And yeah, I mean, there's something about him that does make you kind of want to punch him in the face. Like, not actually, but being the bad villain. Like, he encapsulates that very well, where you're just like, I just don't like, I hope they beat you. All right, Jesse, what's your number 2
My
reason?
number 2. Sidekicks is essentially a Chuck Norris meme before that was even a thing.
Agreed.
Like,
yes.
I mean, this whole thing is a riff on the reputation of Chuck Norris being like this action superstar, like that every kid should look up to, like from his rah-rah Reagan era, like Invasion USA, all these things. Like, this guy is the guy that every kid should want to be, kind of thing, just riffing on that. I'm going to roundhouse kick you, and, you know, and you're going to fly through the wall, like, kind of thing. Before, like, decades before that was even a thing.
So did you notice, and I don't know what role this person had in it, whether it was a producer, a creator, writer, or I don't think it was a director, but there was someone with the last name of Norris who did this. It was like one of the first things.
I did notice that, yeah.
And I was like, I wonder if Chuck Norris really did this, like...
I did a little research.
Yes, okay, tell me, because I didn't do any research.
I forgot to look up the Norris connection, but basically it was Chuck's idea.
Okay.
Was this movie, and I guess he lives in Houston, Walker Texas Ranger style. I mean, in Texas, but anyway, I guess he did live in Texas at this point or whatever, and he was friends with this like furniture outlet guy.
Oh, okay.
Who he did some local ads for him, I guess, and he was like, hey, I got this idea for a movie, and so he got the funding largely from this guy.
Okay.
And who wanted being a producer on it, and he talks about it in his memoir, which I'm like, I feel like I got to read this memoir now. But anyway, so it was basically this furniture outlet dude helped fund this film.
Okay.
That was kind of Chuck Norris's idea. Like, hey, what about a kid that like worships me and wants to be me? Let's make a movie about that. And that's just kind of weird.
That is kind of weird. See, at first I was like, well, maybe he's doing it because Chuck Norris, you know, all of his movies, you think that he's just one bad whamma jamma. And this one, I mean, yes, he is like that, but in the end,
I'm one bad mamma jamma who's in your corner.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, no, I'll help you.
I'm the bad mamma jamma you want on your side.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm the famous guy putting it on, but of course I'll join your team because I'm this little guy's like dream. Of course I'll be the 4th person on your team.
Tell you what. Why don't you and I go win this thing, huh?
He doesn't. It's nothing like. It's not a Make-A-Wish
I don't want to believe that Chuck Norris is a nice
It's
guy, like, but
yeah, but that's like, I think he literally was just like, I don't want people to be frightened of me. I'm gonna make this movie of this little kid who daydreams with me, and I become his friend.
But think about it, all the 80s action stars were making like comedy, like Schwarzenegger done Kindergarten Cop in 1990. Stallone was trying to get into comedy at the time. I think Star Mama Shoot might have been 1992, if I'm not mistaken. Ish.
Yep.
And Oscar was in 91. But it's just one of those things where I think it was just like, I need to figure out how to get on this niche. And this was an idea he had where it's like, I'm going to make like my Kindergarten Cop kind of thing.
Which it was a good movie. Like, a lot of people I know watched this movie when they were younger and like still remember it today. Like, it was very, it was impressionable. It was an impressionable movie and it was fun. It's just a fun kid movie that I feel like doesn't happen today a lot. I mean, there's still fun kid movies. I'm not saying it like that, but I mean, the over the top.
They don't make them like this anymore, and that's why it's my reason is because I said so. Because I mean, I was a picked on asthmatic kid with only unrequited crushes when I saw this movie on home video, so I have a huge nostalgia for this movie. I was this kid, just not good looking in any way, and yeah. I mean, Winnie Cooper, the whole deal. Like
Winnie Cooper, when I saw her, I just went, Winnie! Really loud.
Just like, oh my gosh, Hallmark Channel, Winnie is in this movie.
Yeah.
Mathematician. Well, I don't know if she actually has a mathematics degree, but I mean, she wrote a ton of math books and stuff. So
this movie was like your.
I was just like, oh my gosh, like I'm like that guy.
But yeah, you know, I'm gonna give you the Because I Said So on Sidekicks.
But you say so too. You think people should check it out.
I say so also. You know, people should just check it out. But when it comes to kid ninja movies.
All right. Why don't you hit them with a spoiler-free plot summary for 3 Ninjas?
All right. 3 young siblings are taught the art of ninja by their Master Ninjutsu Grandpa. When their grandpa's past rogue, now villainous protege threatens their family and tries to force the boy's FBI father to back off, the three ninjas will need to pull out all of their ninjutsu wisdom in order to persevere and free their family from fear or impending doom.
Assuming they'll have to knuckle up and kick back at the evil. I can't think of a way to tie in High Noon at Mega Mountain, nor should I. I haven't seen it and never will.
This movie, I'm just gonna start off because this is the only reason why I'm gonna say Three Ninjas is above Sidekicks, and he's still my number 5. Mr. Miyagi! Mr. Miyagi, that's their grandpa. Their grandpa is Mr. Miyagi! Why are you holding your head? Is it not? It is. It's Mr. Miyagi. Is it not?
Do you want to change your number 5?
Is it not? It is Mr. Miyagi. I looked it up even.
I mean, I will hilariously put up a photo of Pat Morita and then next to it put up a photo of Victor Wong.
All right, I guess I'm going
I
to have
feel
to
like
change
we should
it.
keep this in as a learning moment.
It is a learning moment. My whole child... I always thought that was Mr. Miyagi. I thought it was a crossover.
He is definitely playing that trope.
I thought that he was Mr. Miyagi. I literally thought that. I'm so sorry. I did not mean to pull that one.
No, it happens, Leah. And that's the thing. We learn from it. We grow from it. We know that there are different actors in these roles.
I feel like I'm having a Mandela effect type thing because I could have sworn that Mr. Miyagi's eye was like one eye was closed more.
I mean,
and
around
kind of
the same
puffed
time,
up.
they were all in movies of that ilk.
Well, I
to a
just looked
degree.
it up and his eye's not like that.
No, it's not. But you put those memories together because all those movies of that era, you could maybe have watched them around the same time.
My mind's blown. Because I used to think that Mr. Miyagi had like hidden grandchildren and like this was that. No, I'm not, like literally. I just learned something new. The more you know. Like literally.
We're always learning here at the Library Grindhouse.
Well, never mind then. Okay. Victor?
But he does
was that his name?
Victor Wong is a very good
Number 5 is still Victor
mentor.
Wong.
I mean, he's awesome in this movie.
Yeah,
he's
it's still
a very
him.
good mentor. He's fun. He's playful.
And
he's a good grandpa.
I've got to cross this out now. Oh my gosh.
I mean, he puts his kids and teaches kids dangerous stuff. But I mean, isn't that awesome though too? Like,
it is. I wish I had him as a grandpa. But no, it was who I assumed was Mr. Miyagi.
I mean,
now
he teaches
Victor
them like
Wong.
the 10-point heart explode technique or whatever.
does.
Like Kill Bill, where it's
See?
like hit the armpits, hit the sternum, kick him in
Light
the
up
nuts,
the
and
eyes.
like, it's
Light
like,
up the eyes.
yeah, it's just like so his head's gonna like just blow up Scanner style. Like that would have been amazing.
The part with his like rubber latex suit at the end when he's coming out, the boys have been kidnapped, which I'm not telling you exact, but like there's police officers and FBI agents there and they turn around and they're like draw because they think that he is the bad guy. And all of a sudden the dad's just like, oh no, this is my father-in-law. And they're just like, okay, cool. Even though it's just like a ninja in a latex suit and a sword like coming out of the shadows and fog and all of that, and just FBI, all right, cool, whatever, all right, you said it.
Victor Wong's a bad mamma jamma in this movie.
I can't believe I did that. My mind is still blown right now. I'm still trying to piece together my childhood.
Picking up the pieces of your childhood.
I'm picking up the pieces of my ninja-loving childhood. I was a Ninja Turtles fan. The
Absolutely.
Karate Kid was like, and Three Ninjas were huge.
All around like a 5-6 year period or so. Yeah.
I'm so flabbergasted right now. I'm flabbergasted. I'm angry with myself. Man. Okay, anyway.
It happens.
I guess.
I mean, we confuse people.
Makes
You
me
learn.
so angry. Okay.
Yeah. My number 5. We ready for it?
Number 5, I'm ready for it.
Surprisingly competent martial arts action here and there combined with ridiculous scenes of Victor Wong's constantly employed stunt double who does hilariously overtop moves that I wouldn't even buy Mr. Miyagi doing in his prime.
You even put me...
I did. Two different people.
They're not two different people. What they're the same person who just melded
They're the same
together.
trope.
They are the same trope, but I'm so mad at me for not recognizing that. And it's literally the eye thing. His half-closed eye. I just remember Mr. Miyagi doing that, and he never did it. You just showed it to me. You showed me
yeah.
But no, okay.
But Victor Wong, like, I mean, he looks like he can barely stand up at times in this movie.
It's true.
And then he's like flipping across the car, and I'm just like, this is wild. And I just love it's like, oh, he's got a hat on, so they're gonna do some stunt moves. Or like, he pulls the thing over his face, so obviously they can do like, bring in the stunt guy.
I love the whole thing where it's like with ninjutsu, and I don't know if this is actually a part of that, what's it called? Like karate, discipline. I don't know if it's a part of that discipline, but like, it is literally, you have to pay respect to everything around you in order to become a full-blown ninja or like be friendly. The kids say that, and I feel like that's what he does. Like he's like this slow man, but then when he needs to do ninjutsu, he pays respect and he gets tall and like then starts being able to flip and stuff, and then it just goes back to being normal. Like I don't know.
I'm glad you're able to justify his being able to put it on and take it off. Like
I've got to justify him somehow.
And when they knock him over, like that scene where they knock him over and he's like on the ground, I'm like, they just killed Victor Wong.
Well,
his hips at least got to be broken.
I don't even understand. I get that there's a fight going on, but have respect for your elders, mister. Like,
well, they're training. They're supposed to do that technically or whatever.
No,
like,
I thought you were talking about
like,
the end.
No.
Like with the guy.
No, when they're training and like on the log where he's carrying the water or something like that, and they knock him over or something like that, and he's just like on the ground, like in his shorts, and I'm just like, I was so sad. He just looks so sad on the ground in his shorts. I'm just like, you just broke that old man's hips. You know, he's gonna have so much surgery.
Well, that's why afterwards they pull him
around
on the tube.
And then later he's like flipping on the convertible and like jumping into trees, and I'm just like, what is happening?
Oh boy.
What's your number 4, Leah?
I'm still okay. My number 4, the dodo, surfer, robbers, kidnappers.
All right.
They're first we feast, then we felony.
Okay, first we feast, then we felony.
In his, I don't want to hurt you, I just want to kidnap you.
We don't want to hurt you, we just want to kidnap you.
Like his whole, that main guy is hysterical just because of the way how he speaks. I don't know if it's like a surfer, a stoner, a combination of all three, plus his like, don't be mad at me, uncle, can I still get paid? Like one of those is just so funny. It's so funny. I could mock his speech all day long. It's great.
Oh yeah, we'll get there. Cool.
What's your number 4?
My
Jesse?
number 4 is, you gotta love the Steven Seagal wannabe bad guy with the requisite early 90s ponytail.
Yes.
Oh
yes.
my gosh. I mean, Crisp and Kindergarten Cop, which the fact that that's the guy's name, Crisp. Crisp! Oh my gosh, I forgot about that guy. But yeah, I mean, and like the bad neighbors in Christmas Vacation, that was like, that was almost on the ground floor, like with the guy dude with the ponytail who's a butthead.
Yeah.
And then Seagal's like the only heroic
guy with
character
the ponytail?
that era that I can think of. Every other one's
That's
either
true. And even
like a villain, drug dealer, cartel guy.
Steven Seagal kind of looks like he would be a villain. Like, it's a typecast,
Sure.
and I'm not saying to do that, but like he looks like he would be the villain, but he plays the good guy. So that's kind of I don't know if that's just because it's instilled in my head for this reason, like all 90s bad 90s guys with a pear title, or with a pear title. What the heck was I saying?
Pear title?
With a pear title.
Those bad guys tying up those pears.
What the heck was that?
What's your number 3?
So my number 3 is the Home Alone feel of the boys just tooling these kidnappers in the house.
Oh, yeah.
One guy gets bored. Not bored as bored.
Mm-hmm.
He gets bored with a stuffed boar head into him. Great. And even like the jelly beans and the marbles and the sharpening scissors with an envelope file, like an envelope opener. What was that, Mr. Colt? What are you doing? Put those scissors down.
Everyone knows a blunt, sharp object is way more dangerous than a sharp object.
True.
I mean, it was safety first, Leah.
Safety first.
It looked very reckless and irresponsible, and kind of was, but
did.
Technically, that's safety first, Leah. You want to keep your sharp things sharp.
But still, I will say it did have a very Home Alone feel. When did Home Alone come out?
1990, I believe.
Was it 90? Was it?
92 was Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. if I'm not
Okay,
mistaken,
okay. So they had to have pulled some of these like antics running through the house. Let's get these
Leah,
three ninjas
I mean, it was like
put
Die Hard.
together.
We have to have Die Hard and everything. This is basically Ninja Home Alone.
Yeah, pretty much.
We'll get
pretty
there.
much. So what's your number 3?
My number 3, the uber 90s dumb henchmen in Three Ninjas are essentially a time machine to 1992, and they are wonderful.
Yep.
Anyone up for some Encino Man or Wayne's World? Because I was ready to wheeze the juice. Wheeze the juice, the weasel. I mean,
It's true. He is straight out of Wayne's World. He really is, and straight out of
Totally.
just Encino. Like he is.
party on, Wayne.
Hey man, this kidnapping is so much better than armed robbery.
They're so
Party on,
funny.
Garth.
That guy. I want to know. I want to see how he actually speaks in real life. Like I want to know his actual, his everyday diction.
I don't
Like
know.
he had to have pumped this up.
One can hope.
You would hope so.
Because how is he holding down a job
But
today?
yeah.
What's your number 2, Leah?
My number 2 is the 80s in a nutshell. Another montage, but it's the basketball montage.
Oh, right, yeah.
The basketball scene, it just made me feel like a 90s kid all over again.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not showing off, I'm playing basketball. Keep on going. Oh, how much more 90s can you get?
Early 90s. Like, it's still kind of the 80s, big time.
Yes.
But trying to do a new thing with attitude. It was the attitude. It was like the extreme sports Mountain Dew-itude.
Yes.
Like the Ratitude.
Like, they're like it's not life or death, but it's like this is it. Like he's got
No, these are bikes.
He's
That's
got
not
his
a-
girl
that's not
over
nothing.
there. Yeah,
Yeah.
his bikes are on the line, and I feel like I'm getting older. This is it, but I'm gonna say it. You guys are gonna catch it. Kids these days don't do that anymore.
In terms of what?
I feel like
basically
you know, the
having
whole,
a bunch,
kids
a mob
these
of 100
days.
unsupervised children are at this basketball court where they're
Yes,
playing for their bikes.
but that
I mean,
happened.
They're playing for pink slips. I mean, and they're children. Like,
But that stuff, but even just going down to the basketball court and being like, I challenge you. Like stuff like that doesn't happen anymore
Just going
unless
to the
you're on
basketball court.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just going to the park after school because you're bored and that's where all your kids hang out. Like I just feel like
no, you'd be called for CPS.
yeah, like it just you don't
I wouldn't
see
feel.
that.
I mean, it's
and
not just that, but I just wouldn't feel safe doing that.
No,
It's
well,
just-
and
yeah.
that's the thing too. Like the world's crazy. I mean, it's always been crazy.
It always
but
has
with-
been, but you hear about it more.
Well, and plus there's like people can film your kids from far away and you don't really know about like there's
But
just
that always was the case. It's just
but it's easier to do now with everyone having a cell phone versus someone like, hold on, let me film these children. Like
in my carpeted van.
yeah, like it's so much easier to get away with just gross stuff now, and you know what I mean. You have people like taking kids.
But again, you
left
have
and
so many
right,
things like
and-
social media disseminating so much more data.
That's true, yeah,
that
you
is
hear
from,
about
like,
it more and it
across
scares
the
you
country,
more,
across
yeah.
time. So you hear about things more, hopefully rare occurrence more often.
Yeah.
It's just, I mean, it's like it feels like these things always were happening. It's just it didn't always make the newspaper or like the nightly news.
Well, it would make the
And so-
newspaper in that town and not the newspaper in
and maybe not
Indianapolis
even
that everyone
page
got.
one,
And now
depending on,
it's
depending on the situation and who it was or whose
Yeah.
kid. Unfortunately, I mean that's just kind of a fact
Yeah.
of that. But it does not happen anymore. You're right,
Just-
Leah. It's
but
just
just-
a more innocent time. It wasn't, but we believe it
still,
was.
but
We
yeah.
treat it like it was.
Well, and then I think
Yeah.
too, I mean, we're Midwestern, so it's just like the basketball thing. Like that just hits home, you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, this time I played all
just-
kinds of basketball like
I
at
did
recess
too.
and stuff
Yeah,
with my friends.
I
Oh
was
yeah.
constantly. I wanted a basketball hoop so bad, but our driveway was gravel, so like.
Oh, I had one, but it was like a 10 by 10 concrete pad in the backyard, and the hoop was like a plywood backboard. Like it didn't work very well. So it's like you basically would shoot, it would hit the corner of the thing and fly off into the yard. So you'd basically be running after your ball after every shot. Like it was no fun.
Our next door neighbors had a basketball hoop, but it was just literally on like a small slab where their shed was.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it wasn't very big, but I would just sit there and I would bank it. And and it wasn't a plywood, but just every time you hit the backboard, which I'm a banker, I have always like, whenever you play horse with me, I bank like no other.
No, it's got to be nothing but net for me.
I'm a banker.
No, I like to be a sharpshooter. Distance. Larry Bird.
I like to use geometry in my basketball skill. But whenever you hit
no
the
shame in
backboard,
that.
it would just dud. Like it wouldn't even bounce, just like it was so bad. It's such a bad backboard.
That's funny.
But yeah, just I'm not showing off. I'm playing basketball.
All right. All right.
What's your number 2, Jesse?
Number 2 is, I really like that Rocky and his crush are friends who enjoy talking to each other through tin cans on desk lamps. This is a huge improvement on the Peeping Tom kids from Explorers and the Monster Squad, even though I still have much love for the non-problematic parts of those movies.
Yes.
But the fact that these kids are like looking into girls' rooms from outside, it's just like, this is so refreshing. They actually have a relationship.
Yeah.
Like, and it's not, they're kind of like they like each other, but I don't feel like they're dating. Like, it feels like they're friends that like each other.
Yeah.
And you know they like each other. Everyone knows they like each other. They'll
know
date
when they go in high school.
Exactly. They're actually like, oh my gosh, this is what it should be. You're friends who like each other, and you don't need to be dating because you're like 12.
Yeah,
and it's one of those things where, the whole tin can thing was cute. There's no way it would work, but
yet again,
it's on like a desk lamp thing. Like,
but when I was little, I tried to do the string on tin cans to see if you could hear it. Like, this is, and I mean, they're smart ninja kids, so maybe it did work.
And it works so well. Like, he can hear her perfectly. Like, it's hilarious. You think about it too hard.
But also, I wish I could put in like 1.5. I love the sibling little, like, they loved each other, and obviously they were close knit. But just being, ooh, he loves you.
Yeah, no, it's
like,
great.
Rocky loves Emily. Rocky loves What's going on?
I would do that to my sister because I was the baby of the family until I was 13. So, like, I would do that with all of my like, all my older siblings or...
That's funny.
Oh, they love you. Ew, you guys were kissing. I'm telling Mom. Like, I was that kid.
Oh.
I was that kid.
That's annoying.
Or else, it was annoying. My sister and I had 2 bedrooms put together, and there was just a doorway, not a door, or just a door frame between the 2. So she would tell me to get out of her room, and I'd stand in my room, but still watch her from the door frame. And I'd be like, I am out of your room. And then just sit there and watch her the entire time.
Oh.
I was that kid.
Well, my number 1 reason to watch this movie is because I said so. I mean, look, it's better than any film trying to mash up the then popular Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and Home Alone film has any right to be. Because this is obviously, I mean, Ninja Turtles came out in 1990 and was huge.
Yes.
Then Secret of the Ooze came the next year and toileted the reputation of the franchise. But that you can't underestimate how popular the Turtles were just before this. And Home Alone was a juggernaut. I mean, an absolute juggernaut. I mean, the amount of money, the amount of popularity, the amount of cultural cachet that movie still has. But at the time, you could not escape it. Like, I actually kind of had backlash towards it until the sequel came out, which I liked even better at the time. And I still might kind of like a little bit better than that first movie. But anyway, the fact that this is such a, just basically like ninjas, Home Alone. Ninja kids who are home alone. I mean, that's pretty good.
But you know, and I'm not mad about it. Yes, because I said so. You know, you got Sidekicks, and I'll give it to you. I get 3 Ninjas.
Okay.
I agree with 3 Ninjas just being great. And it was part of my childhood. And like I said, it's so 90s. It's so just kids being kids in the 90s. It instantly transports me back to being a little kid, no matter what time. Like, no matter how old I am, no matter anything, I feel like I could watch this movie and I'm gonna be little Leah, like, trying to rollerblade in gravel. Like, literally. I was proving a point to my family to try and pave the driveway. So to make them see that they needed to pave the driveway,
Try to rollerblade up gravel.
I would rollerblade in gravel. And it still didn't work, because still to this day we have a gravel driveway. I failed.
All right, I'll give it to you.
I get 3 Ninjas.
Well, those were our reasons to check out Sidekicks and 3 Ninjas. So head on over to Hoopla to check these masterpieces out for yourself. For Grindhouse, I'm Jesse.
And I'm Leah.
And we will see you next week.
Bye.